Hey guys, it's Heather with the Moscow, and today we're going to check on our winter sowing. I will actually plant some of these out. I'm just going to plant them out probably 6-inch spacing. But we put on a lot of things in winter sowing. Some of them were cold season flowers, like snapdragons and bachelor's buttons. And some of those, especially in the gallon jugs, are doing really, really great. The ones that are in the giant tubs and they are a couple weeks behind aren't doing as good, so I don't know if I'll do that again. Maybe if I'd start them at the same time, but the jugs are looking pretty good. We did lose a few things, and some of the things that weren't cold weather that I didn't babysit didn't do so good. So I will later today plant them out here in the production area in the backyard, but let's just take a look at our containers and see what we have. So the first one that I went ahead and opened up because I couldn't help myself was the blue bachelor's buttons. And aren't these looking good? So anything that already has 2 to 3 new leaves, we're gonna go ahead and do. And then there have been some questions on my shorts about these, about how are you gonna get them apart? And I think the answer is very gently, very, very gently. When I go to dig the holes, I have a auger that I use for bulbs. So it's like, you know, this big around, what, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And I'll use that to make my holes because there's digging out here sucks really bad. And then I will very gently pull them apart. Some of these that are like too close, I'm not gonna do that with, but I'm going to attempt to gently pull them apart. I could also use like a trowel and then like kind of cut around it, if that makes sense. So that is how I'm gonna get them apart, and I'll let you know probably in shorts how that goes. So let's go over here and take a look at the rest of them. Can we see that? Yeah, all right, so this one I may still leave. This is feverfew. And boy, is it few and less fever. I'm gonna leave that one actually because it's not looking, it's growing, but it's really small. Same thing with this one. This is straw flower. I'm gonna leave this because again, it's not looking its best. We've got one hibiscus that survived and it does not have any true leaves on it, so I'm also gonna leave that one. But here are our black bachelor's buttons. Things I like about this. I like that it's hands off. I don't know that I'm the kind of person though that's gonna babysit my jugs enough to bring them in if it gets cold. And I did have some loss because of that, so I may not do that again. But here's our black. Oh, those look pretty, don't they? Look here. Woo! Black bachelor's buttons. So those can all go on the ground now. This is our flamingo celosia, and it's really small too. So we're gonna leave that one. These are the Costa snaps. So they are the ones that should bloom first for us. Those look really good. And we will need to pinch these as well. So we'll probably put them in the ground and then come back and pinch them, but those are looking really good as well. These will probably be fairly easy to separate out. Some of them aren't, but pretty good. And then I've got some Potomac snapdragons. And again, these are the ones that should, their main season, 3 to 4 season. So they should bloom after. Pretty good germination on that. I think I only lost one hole there. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 viable plants that we can go ahead and put in the ground now. These are also Potomac snapdragons, but they only have one set of tree leaves, so I'm gonna leave them. Again, the ones that were planted later, those also are not ready to go out, but these certainly are. Look at that. That's a Botanic Snapdragon as well. So we'll put that in there. And when I go to plant these, I'll just intermix them because quite frankly, I don't really care. And when they bloom, that's when you go get them. So it's not like they have a difference. If I was gonna pull them later in the season, like replant, then maybe I would be more concerned, but I'm not. So trying to find a rock big enough to hold this down. You know, this is the land of like, all right, we'll just tuck them back in there. But a lot of those, like I say, if they've got multiple good sets of leaves, this is working really well on the Snapdragons and the Bachelor Spuds. So if I didn't have the opportunity to plant them in the fall, like I didn't this year, this would definitely be a viable option for me. Again, a lot of my ones in the big containers aren't ready to go out yet, so we will wait on those. I will say a downside is that the dang label gets stuck to the tape. So here's another Snapdragon. Looks like we only missed one hole on that one, so that one's pretty good. And I think that's all the ones that I want to open today. Again, a lot of these were planted a little bit later, and therefore they're behind. So we're gonna work on getting these into the ground today. So I would say for sure I needed to start earlier. I kind of knew that. I got behind on my seed starting this year, and so that was an issue that I had. Definitely the gallon jugs produced well as these jugs. You just got to start them a little bit earlier, I think. Again, we need to go through and pinch these. So to do that, I will probably go just down to like the second set of true leaves and just pinch them off like that. You could root these and make more Snapdragons, but I am lazy, so I will not do that. But I don't mind putting things out when there's only like 2 to 3 sets of good leaves on them. I do not like to baby things as seeds for a long period of time. That's aggravating to me. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with this. Again, I think you have to start really early with it. I do think that I got behind on my seed starting, and some of my things are going to be 3 or 4 weeks later before they can go out. But I'm very happy with it. So I wanted to just show this to you guys and share it with you because it's something that we did together. And these will, again, go in the ground today. All of these things are cold hardies. I don't have to worry about them. That's why I feel confident, even though my average last frost day isn't due this weekend. And because it is an average, that doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to get frost after that. But I feel confident that these cold weather items will be just fine out here. They will be hooked up on a drip system, and so that is exciting. So we are putting them in a row situation, and we will be using some kind of staking system, probably Hortonova. I've never used Hortonova before, but I know for a fact that I need to do that. Most of my stakes are actually in the ground marking off where my stuff is right now, and I need to be able to mulch so that I can move that. But in any case, I'm rambling now. I just wanted to show y'all where we were at with this and let you know that they're going in the ground and what kind of success and failure we had. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment below if you did some winter sowing and how that's going for you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.